Okay, as promised, I'm going to do a video for Oro owners on Watch Your Head. And we were taking water in the corrugated channels. If you look there, you can see it's a little darker, but they'd fill up. So Paul, when we were over at Vila on Grand Mesa, took some butyl and covered where he could see there were little holes. Now this is mostly because in some places I haven't been able to get in 18 inches of water, and then I scrape bottom because I'm heavy. And so Paul, oh, that looks like, yeah, he's carefully taking off the old butyl.
Yeah, I don't need something as sharp as a razor, but I don't need something dull either. So what I'm doing is that I'm just pulling it back and skinning it off, and it's working beautiful.
So there's a couple of them like this, and he said this is about as smooth as it gets, but
no, it got smoother.
Look, I think that this could be, that one's okay. Yeah, that one's okay, but this one got rough. I think it wasn't cured. There's definitely a hole there in the plastic.
See the moisture?
Yeah, you can see the moisture coming out of the channel. See the water's in here. And then last time we used it, had about a quarter cup of water on the inside underneath where my seat is. Let's see, which would be approximately here on this vault. So there's a hole on the inside and holes on the outside. Now this was supposedly a refurbished boat, and I don't know what that means, but you can see where sometimes it scrapes rocks, and that can create some, but this is definitely the water's coming through. Now it wouldn't be okay, it'd be okay, you know, take a little water, but then it started leaking on the inside right under my seat when we were over at Mosca Reservoir over in the Gunnison. So yeah, there was a little water here, but not too bad. He's already taken some off, so
Already taken all off.
It's all getting off.
So.
And then the videos say you can do super glue in the holes and it fills it up. We're going to use Gorilla Glue because it's more stretchy. And then on the inside, underneath the seat here, I'm going to use the patch kit that I bought when we bought the boat. It's a repair kit. Has helicopter tape patch, which is what you're supposed to use. There's a plastic patch, glue, primer, and they give you instructions. And I saw a video. So we have to clean it, not with that'll melt it, with a little alcohol. This 3M tape is pretty damn good because Paul, I'll show you what he did. Over here on the trailer, we discovered that one of the side lights, the runner lights, was taking in water. So he drilled a tiny little hole, top and bottom, and drained the water out. We readhesed that, and he put that there. This is over a year ago, and look at this. This stuff has kept water out of there in these rains for over a year, and it's still good. So I'm thinking this tape, this same sort of 3M tape, focus. It's kind of thick, might do a good job on the inside, but I would like to try a test patch of this on one of these holes to see how it does. So it's fully waterproof, and it's done a great job on that running light. And then of course this gray is 3M butyl, which he still has some, so we're going to put a little of that, but I want to try a bit of this, see how it does, because it did so good on the running light. So we'll let you know. So we've turned her over. So before we do the outside, we want to try and see if the water that was coming under my seat is coming from here. It definitely something going on because that looks kind of collapsed actually in there. It does. It looks like it got. So I'm going to clean this up even more because it looks pretty damn dirty. And put the patch all the way across if I can. Yeah, see, because here's the other bend. Looks pretty beat up. So if we do the inside where I think it was coming from, and we don't have a swimming pool to put it in or anything, so we can't really tell. There's still water in the channel a little bit right in there. but it seems like it didn't go down the channel, it came through the boat. So I'm going to clean this up, alcohol, and then I'm going to use the repair kit on the inside. And then we'll do the butyl on the outside because this seemed to work. He's got 2 spots where he did it really smooth and it didn't get scraped. So we got to be more careful with our boat. This was a rebuild or something. I don't know what was wrong with it, but we got it for like $1,000, which is way cheaper than the new ones. So we'll see. Alrighty. Okay, so my question is with the instructions. If you'll notice, this is kind of got a ridge. So how does this, you're supposed to cut the curves off, right? Make sure it's a 1/2 inch around, which I think it is, just barely. How do you make that stick in the ridge where, you know, the water's just going to come past that? And this is what it said to do. I don't know how I'm supposed to get the air bubbles out of that, out of the ridge. And this isn't smooth there where the other, you know, where it, I don't know. Maybe the outside, well, between the 2. I don't know. I'll give it a go. Well, since I don't have a fancy stand, I can't show you me doing it, but it's clear. See, it's a clear patch. You can sort of kind of see it a little bit there. So I carefully did it from one side. It was just with my finger, squished it in there. I'm hoping that's where it is, because you got like 3 folds that meet, 3 folds that meet here, plus this long one. So now I'm going to do it on this one. Okay. Okay, so you can't see the patch because it's clear. But I squidged it on there. Is squidge a word? I squidged it on there best I could with my fingers. So hopefully that's where all the leak was coming from, the inside, because that's where I sit and I'm bigger. I usually get in first, and almost always we scrape. A lot of places you can't step in the water. You know, you can't. There was one place, it was so muddy it just sucked me down in. So sometimes it's not possible not to scrape. So we'll be better at that. Now his side, he didn't weigh as much, but he always gets in second, and I've never seen him scrape. So we'll see. But we only got the one little bit of clear patch I took in 2 pieces. Might need another kit, just in case. Now the red patch is for splits or cuts in the sides where there's no fold, and you prep it and you put that on, so that's pretty simple. And then there's super glue that you can use on tiny holes. Well, if they're tiny, we may do part butyl, part super glue. Maybe that'll work. That might work. But this was supposedly a refurbished boat for about $1,000. These cost over $2,000 brand new. I don't want to have to spend for a brand new one. It's cheaper to buy 2 smaller ones at that point, which I don't want to do either, but we'll get some more use out of it. It's more handy that way. So the next thing is the bottom. The water was coming out of here. When I turned it over, it had been dripping this way. So now it's flowing out. So they give you super glue with your kit. Of course, you know, once you do super glue, there's no closing that. It'll just dry up. You can close it, but it just dries up. So I'll use this on all the little holes with my magnifying glass, and then we'll put the 3M butyl on it. Then it has to sit the whole thing for 24 hours. So yeah, I'm gonna make this thing work. So Paul's gonna do the sexy part, like he always does the sexy parts. So he's got to wipe this all off with alcohol, and then he's going to put the butyl that he did before. And we're going to be careful about scraping it, especially here at the bottom of the keel. Which, you know, this is supposed to protect the keel, but I don't think it does a very good job. It actually should be bigger, but... And then next time, we'll put it in the water day after tomorrow and see what helps. Okay. Alrighty, so we let it cure for 36 hours. And this stuff is still pretty soft. I don't know how it works when it's soft, but Paul says it'll work.
Oh, no, the other ones didn't work.
Well, one didn't, underneath my seat. But I wonder if
No, they both failed. These failed
everything failed. What?
and these failed.
But you didn't have water under your seat. I did.
But it was,
Yeah, but there was water in the channels,
Yeah,
so I don't know if it's soft how it works.
But water travels up and through these tubes all the way from one end to the other.
Yeah, if you can get it in the end,
So
which is
maybe when it
rare.
failed, it probably just seeped back.
I don't know how it seeped back from the very ends. They're so high out of the water.
This seeped
But
back
definitely
from
seeped
here to here, on back
all the way back.
and forward
This,
because they're continuous.
I guess this, I always thought this stuff hardened. So we can't put the boat in. This is the upper Twin Lake. As you can see, we got whitecaps. It's too windy. And we noticed when we turned the boat over and followed it up, the little drips of water came out of the keel seams that are closest to the seats. So we have to wait. Okay, ain't it pretty? Look, fall's not here. Aspen's still green. All right. So here we are on Lake Caballo, south of Truth and Consequences, New Mexico. And the water is way down. It's about 100 feet down. Here in October, we were here in March, it was full. It was all the way up to the trees there. You can see the ramp is. But this is the first time we've had a chance to put the boat in since we did the repairs at Browns Creek. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see. I put that helicopter tape on the inside, which seems to have pulled away, no matter how clean it was. Look. Dang it. And probably a leak. Then our next step is maybe using some injectable silicone or something in the channels to keep it from doing that. I don't know. We'll see.
Nice.
There's hundreds of pelicans here. Gotta give it a shot. Well, so far so good. No water in the bottom yet. There doesn't seem to be any water in the bottom. Surprise, surprise. But you can see the water in the channels. It's the darker shading. She's still in the water. She's not sinking. You can see where the water line is. It's right there. See, we got all this. It's pretty good. See, it's right there.